Now that you know a bit more about building your mailing list, it's time for the ask, or your call to action. Let's learn a little bit about that now. A call to action is something you want your audience to do. And unless you have sponsor spots, it should be a single, clear call to action. This is going to tell your listeners exactly what you want them to do. And there are lots of different calls to action that you can have on your podcast. You can ask them to subscribe to the show. You can ask them to rate and review your podcast in Apple Podcasts. You can ask them to join a Facebook group or share the episode with a friend or join your mailing list. And you've probably guessed what I think your call to action should be. Your call to action should be to join your mailing list. This is one of the reasons that you should have an easy to speak URL for your dedicated subscribe page. And the trick is to have your call to action at the beginning of the episode, that's the top of the episode, and at the end of the episode, or the bottom. In the beginning, make your ask super clear and relatively short. Your call to action should cover what you want the listener to do, where to go, like the link, how it will make their lives better, and then where to go. Again, make sure you repeat that one. So here is a simple script that I use for my call to action. Before we get into today's episode, I want to tell you about my weekly newsletter, Build Something Weekly, which you can sign up for over at howibuilt.it/subscribe. It will give you news, updates, and insights from me personally on things that are going on around the small business, WordPress, and podcast community. You'll also get the latest content I've written as well as takeaways from the latest episode. So if you're wondering, hey, I didn't get to listen to last week's episode, what's the gist? Build Something Weekly is for you. Go ahead and sign up for free at Build Something Weekly over at howibuilt.it/subscribe. This is clear. It tells users what they'll get, and it tells them how to do it. My friend and podcaster Matt Medeiros recommends branding your newsletter too. He calls his the Sunday Notes. I decided to go with something related to my sign-off, which is get out there and build something. Now, at the end of the show, you'll likely have more to talk about. Where to find your guests and sponsors if you have them, or show notes. Usually, I'll add a sign-up form to the show notes page too. So something like, to get all the show notes, head over to howibuilt.it/190. And like I said at the top of the show, if you want to get insights, content updates, and takeaways from this very show, you can sign up for the Build Something Weekly newsletter over at howibuilt.it/subscribe. So I mentioned the show notes, but I also reinforce that the newsletter is a great resource for more than just this single episode. A strong call to action that you repeat over and over every episode will definitely help grow your list. If you want to sweeten the pot, you can include freebies like PDFs to the show. For podcast-related episodes, I'll make my CTA a sign up and get a free podcast checklist. And once you do that, it's up to you to nurture your list. Don't let it get cold. Try emailing the list weekly, even if it's just that there's a new episode out. But try to make it more personal. That way, when you do email your list, asking them for something, they'll remember who you are and they'll remember that you've provided value to them. So your action item is to work on your call to action. Write your call to action using the space in the workbook and start using it at the top and bottom of your episodes. And as always, if you want feedback, feel free to share it in the Facebook Student Center.